Craig, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Good to see you, man.
You too, brother.
Sorry I was late today. I got stuck in the worst traffic possible, bro. It was intense.
Oh, that's all good. Yeah, you're in New York, right?
New York got the worst traffic. New York and LA got the worst traffic, I think. It's crazy.
LA's really bad, man. That's why I left.
How was Vegas traffic?
It's not that bad, but it's getting a little more difficult because a lot of people are moving here.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Soon enough, you're gonna be just like New York and LA.
I would believe it 100%.
But it's crazy, man. Do you live like away from the actual city, or you live close to the downtown?
I'm like 10 minutes away from Palms, but I'm pretty far away. I'm straight up Flamingo, so I pull out of my house and I'm right on Flamingo Road, which leads right into the Strip. So I'm like 10, 12 minutes away from the Strip.
Yeah, I hear you. It's definitely madness over there too sometimes.
Yeah, I don't go to the Strip too often though.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people that live there don't really go there at all. What's the point, you know?
No, there's really no point unless you're a party animal or work down there, you know?
It's kind of like living in New York and going to Times Square, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely agree.
Yeah. All right, man, let's get to it. I want to talk about bodybuilding a little bit with you, pro bodybuilding. In your opinion, right? I don't know. Have you followed the sport? You know, the sport of bodybuilding this year so far?
Yes. Yeah, I always follow it, but I'm not as big as a fan as I was back like in more of the heyday.
Right.
It was like at its best, you know, with like Jay and Ronnie.
Yeah, of course. I want to get your opinion. What names, you know, like you think people should be on the lookout for this year, specifically in men's open or any other division, really, in your opinion?
Akim, the guy that just won. He's looking pretty freaking nuts, man.
Akim Williams?
Yeah. I just talked to him actually on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's bringing that size and small waist look, man. You know, you don't really see that too often, like the little waist and the massive size. That's what I've always, you know, thought bodybuilding was all about. How huge can you be and how small can your waist be? Mm-hmm. You know, to me, that's like the freakiest thing ever, you know? The full gut fit or the lack of size, you know, it's just not as appealing, you know, but when you're a freak and you have a small waist, to me, that's just mind-blowing.
It's funny you mention it because he's been on the scene for quite some time now. Like, he's like, you know, he's been competing for a few years, and he was never like, when it comes to like, you know, people that actually going for the title, he was never like in the conversation. But after doing so well at Olympia last year, now he continues that streak, you know what I mean? He's definitely in everybody's radar now.
He's getting better and better as time goes. You know, a lot of bodybuilders, you know, they'll get worse and worse, but you know, I notice he's getting better and better. It looks like his muscles getting more crisp and his knee tapers getting crazier and crazier. And I feel like it's pretty bodybuilding, you know, but it seems like he's just getting better as he goes.
He got a new coach, actually, Justin Miller. I don't know if you know that coach. You know Justin?
That can do it. You know, kind of like Jay Cutler in 2009 when he got his new coach, and he just looked like a whole different human, and he just came back and won the Olympia again. You know, his waist was smaller, he was more peeled. So yeah, sometimes, you know, changing the coach up will help, for sure.
So Jay was coached by Hani, right? Hani Rambod?
Yeah, he got with Hani in 2009.
And that's what made him like improve, right?
Yeah, his best. I believe was his best look to date. So yeah,
that's interesting.
Sometimes you just need to tweak it up, you know. And if you're doing the same thing over and over again, obviously it's not working. You need to change things. So you know, I think what Akim did, or is it Akim?
Akim, yeah.
Akim. I think what he did, you know, worked. And look at it, now he's got a victory.
Yeah, and I feel like the conditioning improved so much in her.
I think sometimes maybe bodybuilders are afraid to change because of loyalty reasons. Absolutely. And, you know, just afraid, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you think Hani Rambod, do you think he's the best in the business when it comes to coaching pros? It's a tough one, right?
That's very tough, man, because Chad's been on that Chad guy.
Chad Nichols, yeah.
On it too, man. So it's just really hard to tell, man, who is like the best coach out there. But I do believe that Hani at one point was number one at one point. But you know what I mean? Like I said, like you got to kind of look at the best there is and their coaches and just kind of add it up like tally, you know. But I would definitely say, you know, I don't think Hani's really coaching any winners right now. You know, like Phil and Jay and who's that other guy? They all kind of fell off of the winning streak. So
you know, he's Hadi. You know Hadi Chupan. He's coaching him actually, and he's doing tremendously well.
Yeah.
You know, the haters, like, they always say that Hani is the guy that's like, he always picks like the best possible genetically gifted people, and that he works with them. Which I don't know if it's really the right criticism, because you can say that about any pro bodybuilder.
With a lot of like, I don't want to say little guys because that's not correct, but he's been working with like a lot more like male physique type guys now, and pushing that really hard. And like I've noticed, like who he's sponsoring, there's no more freaks. I think you don't even have Steve Kukul anymore, right? I don't know. He's got like no big freaky dude, just that one guy you mentioned. But I remember. I feel like bodybuilding, man, with the supplement sponsors, you just don't see those freaks anymore like you used to. Man, I remember GAT. Remember GAT Sports? Like they have every monster known to man. Dennis Wolf, Marcus Rule, Rami, you name it. They want, and then all of a sudden it's just like little fitness guys. I'm just like, I mean, I guess that's what sells, but you know, I definitely think, you know, that's why it's kind of cool. Like like he's a mass monster one, so it's kind of cool. That, you know, I hope MHP. I actually used to be with that company too. I hope they take better care of him for that. You know.
You used to be with MHP?
Yeah, for 3 years.
Oh, I had no idea. How was it working with them for you?
Bro, it was 2010, 11, and 12. It was kind of a joke what they offered me compared to nowadays. Like compared to what I get now, I get a salary and I get commission. But back then, I got $200 of supplements and I had to earn them. So it was just like, but back then you thought that was so cool. Right. You're like, I'm getting free supplements even though I'm earning them, you know. But it was just cool to say get a sponsor. But yeah, I had to do a demo for them once a month at a vitamin shop. And actually I have an awesome story. If they're hearing this, they're going to be a little pissed. But hey, if MHP is listening to this right now, I got something to tell you guys. So I used to do these vitamin shop. I would sit there with samples and push the product. And I'm standing there. Back then I was like 310, pretty big. You know, I was really young, dude. I was like 25, 26, you know, and I'm like 310. I'm standing there in an MHP tank, and people are coming in. They're like, what do you take? I want it. I'm like, I take Up Your Mass. I take this. They're all buying it, bro. One day I had 18 sales in 2 hours. I had 18 MHP products sold in 2 hours. Dude, that's ridiculous. They probably get that in a week without me, you know? So I told the guy, I'm like, bro, I sold 18 products today. He said, good job, keep it up. And then right when I heard that, I'm like, I'm not getting paid for this. Why am I doing this? I'm getting like three pieces of supplements a month for this. So I just started chilling, bro. I just sat there, take a sample. I stopped pushing, bro. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not getting paid. I'm not even getting an increase in supplements. Like, why am I doing all this work? You know, like I kind of like the sales aspect of it. It was fun to me, like to push it, you know, like. And then right after that, I left MHP to do my own thing. So it made more sense because then you have to push when it's your own brand.
Of course,
you know, so.
Of course. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? MHP at one point, they have a brand that's under their umbrella called Muscle Mads.
Yeah.
They had Kai Green at one point, Muscle Mads, which is MHP.
Yeah. I remember those days. Yeah.
And he was.
They still have Victor Martinez.
Yeah, Victor Martinez, exactly. Yeah, they have Victor Martinez.
He's been with them since I believe 2003, which is unbelievable. I don't think there's a bodybuilder in history that's been with a company that long.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? He's very loyal to them. But you know what's crazy? Like, I remember going to like the Arnold Expo or Olympia, and Kai Green generated a crazy crowd for Muscle Mads. It was like literally people like, I don't know how long the line was, but it was just people standing in hours to see him. It was crazy.
Wow.
It's insane.
That is crazy.
I just couldn't, you know, I don't, obviously it's their business, but the fact that they let him go at that point, that was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? You have the biggest bodybuilder in the world.
They let him go?
Well, I mean, they separate, they you know, they went their own way, but.
I notice a lot of bodybuilders, they make their own product. I'm one of them, but you know, I'm not in their caliber. But you know, you make your own product, you make your own supplement line. It doesn't do well, and then you go back to another supplement company. You know, like that's when you know you didn't kill it. You know, like you didn't do a good job.
Well, it's difficult, yeah. How does Jay Cutler do it? Do you know? I don't mean to get in this business, but like, is that his own line, or is he like under somebody else when it comes?
He
to
was under BPI. Now he's got his own. It's completely his own thing.
It's completely separate.
Yeah, he was under BPI
Mm-hmm.
with his line, and now he's not with that line anymore. Now he's got his own thing going. But yeah, Jay's like another level, man. He's like going up and up and up and up with his own business. So he's like one of the only few that started a line and didn't have to drop back into a normal company. You know, that's kind of cool to see. So you know, it just shows he's killing it.
That's interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. So your advice for bodybuilders is to just, unless they're very business savvy, is to stay with a company that's kind of paying you a salary. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I've been there, you know, so like I know what it's like, you know, just stay with a supplement company, just try to get more salary more and more as the years go, because if you're a bodybuilder, you try to do your own line, unless you're Rich Piana or Jay Cutler, it's not going to do good. I don't know, Ronnie's doing good. I don't really see anybody drinking his stuff or I don't know, but I don't know how Ronnie's doing. It seems like he's still going at it, but you know, Jay and you know, Rich, I'd say were like the only two guys that actually really pulled it off. You know, like they left the company to do way better. And
well, there's also Rich Gaspari, for example, right? He's been running it for a year because he got a transition to being a full-time businessman, you know, and also Lila Brada.
Rich Gaspari, besides Arnold, is the richest bodybuilder on the planet. His business killed it. There's no one above him as far as sales and supplements. Like I said, Arnold don't count. You know, he's more than a bodybuilder to me.
Right.
But yeah, I think he's worth like 80 million or something with Gaspari, something like that. And that's just unbelievable. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he is definitely the bodybuilder that he's the one. You know, Gaspari Nutrition for that. You know.
Now, looking back into names to look out for this year in bodybuilding, any other names that come up besides Akeem?
I'm interested to see how Nick Walker does too.
Yeah.
He just got a win as well. So I'm really excited to see how they do neck to neck, man. You know, that's gonna be really freaking cool to see that.
I agree with you, man. And it's interesting that Nick is basically like, you know, he's like I don't want to call him a rookie, but you know what I mean, he's still very new in a pro level, right? And Akeem is like seasoned, you know what I'm saying? So it's nice to see how they're gonna do against each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was there at the USA's when Nick got second in the supers, you know, and I met him. He's a really cool dude. We got a picture together and everything, and yeah, he's a shorter guy, but he's super thick and he's super wide. So yeah, I think he's gonna do some damage.
I think so too.
As long as he keeps that waist tight, you know, that waist tight, he's in. You know.
I agree 100%. So, Craig, what are your favorite fitness influencers besides yourself? Who do you admire in the game?
Damn.
From a business perspective, from just, you know, entertainment, who do you enjoy watching in the fitness industry?
I mean, yeah, I don't really have anyone like I look up to, but like as far as like respect, you mean?
Yeah.
Piana, I respected the hell out of him. I'm not gonna lie, because it was so cool to see a bodybuilder not compete, stay big, and just make so much money off of it as an own name. I wouldn't say I was a Rich Piana fan. You know, we were friends. You know, but I did admire seeing what he did with his company. You know, and he was making. You know, you saw 5% everywhere. So you know, you don't see that anymore. It's gone. You know, it's extinct. But I remember when I walk in the gym and I'd see like 6-7 tank tops, and I'm like, God, good for him. No hate, you know. But now I don't see him. You know, I haven't seen one in couldn't even tell you how long. But him, and then obviously Jay Cutler, you know, someone who was a legend in the sport, and he stopped competing. He's not as huge, but he still lives off his name, and he's still pushing his clothing, his supplements, you know, his gym stuff, and you know, he's still pushing it hard and making a good living. So, you know, I would say both of them, you know, I would say are like really, like I admire as far as the business aspect for sure.
That's interesting. It's interesting that I feel like, yeah, the 5%, you know, companies still exist, I think, but they definitely still exist, but it's just not the same. Yeah.
His fame, he's gone. Yeah. It's just not the same, you know, like. Yeah. He passed. He's gone. It's called 5% Rich Piana. So if he's not around, it's not the same.
Do you see somebody else kind of taking over that? I would say. I mean, you kind of, you know, you have your own following, obviously, but you see somebody else coming up and having that movement, you know, as part of their brand
It'll happen eventually. It always does. There's going to be some new guy that'll probably just come out of nowhere and take over. You know, it's just when, you know. You know, like when Piana came out, you know, he was 41, you know, so Yudin picked him up. He was like nobody, you know, he's just a dude that worked out in the gym, and they found him and they blew him up. And so it's really hard to tell, man, you know, it's really hard to tell. Like, it just happened out of nowhere.
By the way, what happened to that company Mutant? He was with them originally, right? That's kind of how he got his name, how he got his start, and then he formed his company. Remember Mutant?
Yeah, so Mutant, they were giving him like $2,000 a month, and then they upped it to $4,000. I don't know if I could say this, you know, he told me this, but you know, and then he told me, like, why am I making this? Like, I'm making them so much more than this. I need to do my own thing, you know. And then he did, and then it just, like, so fast, man, he started making quadruple that, like, really quick too. So, like, he made a really good choice, man, you know, for sure. You know, he took a risk, you know, because 4K is not bad, you know, for a supplement sponsorship, and you don't compete or you're not a pro. That's not bad, you know. So to leave that and take a risk, you know, that was bad.
I wonder, I don't know if you know, what is like the biggest contract right now in the whole industry, or like the top 5? Do you know any numbers out there that people get paid right now?
I heard a couple rumors. I just don't think I believe them. I heard Seabaum probably gets something huge. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. He probably gets something really big. I would say he's probably one of the highest paid right now. If I had to take a guess, I would say Seabaum is getting the most, just for the fact that his social media is huge, and he's number 1 in the sport. He's probably number 1 paid guy right now. That's what, if I had to take a guess, I could be wrong. I heard, who else? There's this other guy from Canada, another Canadian, go figure. Regan Grimes. I heard from a birdie he gets a pretty good contract too. I just don't know if it's true. You know, I just what I heard. Another guy that's killing it, I heard, is that powerlifter. Who's that massive powerlifter? Brian Shaw. I heard he's getting a lot of money too. So, you know, I guess it's just, you know, pretty much depends on, you know, how good you're doing and how high your following is.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Well, in Chris Bumstead's case, is the fact he's also a winner too. He's a 2-time Mr. Olympia Classic, and he has a following.
Like, that can get him highly paid, you know. So I definitely think this is me taking a guess. If I had to guess, I'd say he's the number 1 paid guy right now. But I could be wrong, you know. But if he was smart, you know, and know his worth, I would say he's, you know, probably getting a lot.
All right, next thing is, all right, so a lot of people wanted me to ask you this, actually. They emailed and they want to know your opinion on muscle worshiping. Do you know about muscle worshiping?
Oh, yeah, everybody does, man, yeah.
So have people reached out to you and wanted to muscle worship you?
Absolutely, to this day, all the time. Yeah.
How does that work? You send you a DM, say, Craig, can I muscle worship you?
Emails too. I get emails, and I'm like, they're like, hey, do you do muscle worship? Ignore. You know, I just. But no, I've never done muscle worship.
But what are they trying to do exactly? How do they do the muscle worship? Like, I'm curious. Like, what are?
There's many forms of it. There's like the PG, and then there's like the XXX. It all depends on how far you're willing to go. You know, I have a couple friends that've done it, so you know, I mean, I know about it. But yeah, I mean, there's.
What's the PG version?
The PG version is they just touch you while you flex, and they might oil you up.
That's the PG.
That's PG, yeah. And then obviously they could go into them touching themselves while doing it, and then it could go into full-blown porn. So it all depends, like how far you're willing to go with that, you know. So
do you think the PG version is acceptable? Like, let's say a bodybuilder wants to make some money or something, or is it like weird?
It's man. I've never had to go that route. I've always made money, so you know, if that's what you want to do, man, do it. You know.
I heard some people want to be they want to be tied up, not tied up. They want to be like put like in a baby outfit and be carried around by a bodybuilder. Have you heard about that one? I'm serious. I heard that before.
But that sounds pretty 5K to me.
What about this one? I remember Carl, you know Colin Moger? He told me he gets DMs all the time. People asking to send him like his gym socks or his underwear, and they want to offer like hundreds of dollars for them.
I'd probably send some socks or underwear to somebody if it was like super high, like if it's worth my time, but not for like $50 or something. Right? Like, I'm good.
Yeah. That's definitely a little bit, better than full blown muscle worship for sure.
Yeah.
I would assume. Not that they will look down on it, I'm just saying.
Socks, 500. Let's go.
So this is 4th of July weekend. What you got going on?
Well, I just had a crazy weekend this weekend. If you saw my stories, you know what I'm talking
You
about.
You had a party, right? And a DJ and everything?
Huge party. It was unexpected. I had a DJ. Spent $1,000 on food and drinks. Like it was pretty crazy, man. It was mostly chicks too, so that was kind of cool. I think it was like 5 girls to 1 guy ratio. Nice. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, I partied. I didn't do drugs or drink, but stayed up late, hung out. So I'm just catching up on my sleep today. Got plenty of sleep, so back to the grind, training, eating, getting half natty huge. And that's it. So this weekend just probably chill. Nothing too crazy. Maybe hit a boat or something, or
me too. And just relax. And go on the boat and go to the pool. Yeah, for sure. All right, brother. Well, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Manscaped, and I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys. Can't wait to get your products.